said, he was up there bowling.
That's right.
77 through 5 and he's slacking. But I want to say, welcome to Crashing Game Night.
Let me see you
My name
bowl
is
while
Matt
sitting.
Fiorio, your host, as always. I am joined by the beanied one, who's looking a little tan for Arizona, playing with his lights there, Gerard Barrera.
You went a little Trump there, dude. And some orange.
the previous light. Yeah. That's why I changed it.
A little,
just a little warm.
Just a little bit. What's up, all you fellow nerds? Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for watching. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. Good, a nice little jam sesh with my boys.
And as mentioned, sitting on his ass and playing Switch Sports.
That's right.
Is
the only way to bowl, dude, is sitting on your ass.
Is the slacker one, the babyface deal.
It takes some skill. What are you talking about? Let's see this. Let's see
That's
this.
awesome.
Come on. Strike right here.
So
damn it.
No.
Right, but anyways, I have to stand up and show you this shirt that I got. If you can read it. Oh, let me make it bigger. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, I like
I'm
that.
not single. I'm saving myself for the forward.
I love that.
Best thing about it, it was out of the Marvel Collectors Corps Funko monthly subscription.
No. So the Thunder was the Thor Love and Thunder?
Is What If.
Box? Oh, it was What If. Okay.
What If.
That's cool.
So saving yourself for Jane, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, man, that's a good
So-
save.
She was looking good in the
good
trailer.
save. Oh, yeah, that's a good
Right.
save. Yep.
So, and then Lions Mane, we're Sans Lions Mane this week.
We miss you, Lions Man.
We miss him.
We
We
need
miss
your
him a lot.
face.
We need the couch.
Lion's Mane, you're my boy.
But
you're my boy, and I
we
miss
all-
you.
We gotta adult in life and whatnot.
Sadly.
Yeah, he's on a different sketch. So as of right now, it TBD to when Jason can come back. But do not worry and do not fret, because the Lion's Mane will soar and roar once again on the podcast.
Wasn't half bad.
Thank you.
Pretty good, dude. You're gonna do well in your D&D campaign. Make it up
Thank
shit.
you. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to do an accent or not. I think the first time around I'm not going to, but I'm gonna make it theatrical though.
All right.
You're gonna make it theatrical.
Yeah, I'm gonna go full.
Which version of Nick?
I'm gonna
which
go
version
full,
of Nick
full
Cage?
cage, and I'm talking about the witch full cage,
The Witch Full
medieval
Cage?
medieval.
What's that new one that he's got coming out? Like with the I don't know the name of it, but he gets hired up to appear at this billionaire's birthday party.
Oh, that's
as
the
Nick
one
Cage.
I saw. No, that's the one I saw. A brilliant movie, dude.
What's it called again?
Unbearable weight of talent.
Okay.
Or something like. But dude, it like so well done. So well done. It was good. It was pretty meta, but then like
But you have to go in thinking it's stupid, right? Like, or expecting it to be stupid.
Honestly, I went in just curious because I didn't
Okay.
because the other thing was I already went in hearing some of the reviews. Dude, it's well reviewed.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
it's doing very well. So yeah, that's what I went in like. Okay, I'm curious. I'm gonna see it, and dude, I could not stop laughing. It would, dude.
Hopefully,
it
it doesn't go to
so
Cage's
funny.
head and he does more movies.
No, that's the thing, though, dude. Like,
I still want him to retire. I'm sorry, Cage, but I need you to retire.
I don't want him to, dude. That's the other thing, bro. Go back and watch some of his past movies and some of his new movies. You're not gonna make up your mind.
I don't know. I mean, I saw parts of Jiu-Jitsu, and I think that speaks for itself.
See, I would say, like, dude, go see Pig, and like mix it with like maybe Face Off.
Bro, that's a big gap between
watch
good
Pig.
movies.
Yeah, watch Pig and watch Face Off.
What was Face
bro.
Off? Like 98?
So yeah, something like maybe
like that.
97. Yeah, something like that.
So,
But that's the thing. That's the thing about Cage, bro.
Oh my god.
oh, You have no idea after this week how much I needed this.
Same, bro. Same.
This week
has sucked ass
It has
so
been
much.
bad.
Man. I'm
It's
sorry,
been
guys.
like-
This is
it's
the first
been
time
like
I
the
can
Monday-
say like I've had a mellow week. It
It's
really
the
wasn't
Monday
that bad.
version of Groundhog Day for me
Jeez.
this whole week.
Oh geez.
dang.
The whole
a
week
lot,
has
a lot
been
of
like
repetitive same
crap.
crap.
Same crap.
Oh, that sucks.
So
Yeah, that's.
yeah.
I will admit
that's also gotta
mine
be
wasn't
annoying.
necessarily work. Mine was probably more mental, but like
yeah.
in my mindset, I was prepared. I had one of those days. Was like, how long can I last without a job? Because I just want to quit right now. Let's just do this.
Oh, bummer. Yeah,
This week has been me
uh,
wanting to go, screw it, go fix it yourself. But I can't
Yeah.
because I've got too much time invested in it.
Like, here's a list of steps. Follow it.
other
If you break it
than-
worse, it's your fault.
I mean,
other than Monday for me, like because actually one of our programs went down that like it's pretty much part of our job and it was down
Okay.
all day. So I literally
that's
had to tell-
because you didn't have my team there to basically kick everyone's ass to
True.
get in gear and fix
very
it.
true. Very true. Because yeah, it took all I actually didn't really help anyone on Monday and it was very frustrating. I literally had to go on the phones and say, hey, can you call tomorrow? Because you know our program is
wow.
down. Yeah,
Sucks.
so other than
So-
Monday was a little rough, but the rest of the week was actually pretty mellow for me.
Like
I
even
mean-
your phone lines couldn't have like a recording. Is like we're experiencing technical difficulties.
No, that
Please
was
call
one of the
back later.
first questions we asked. Like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
so in these situations, do we have like a
Like-
recording or something? Like, no, just answer the phones. Like, what? Like, so yeah. That
Matt-
was
Matt,
was
who
fun.
was it that we got to record hours on the IBM desk for Morgan Stanley? Who recorded hours? Because we always had to have like some random one eventually, and it had to be recorded that
And
day.
also,
I
you
feel,
know
I
how
feel like
many-
Gigi recorded one.
I think Gigi did one. I know Joel did some.
Did Joel do some?
I think Joel did some, but I used to do them all for when I was on the service desk for Anthem. I used to do all of ours.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
okay.
funny.
Did you go
And-
full
and-
NPR with them too?
Yes. I
Please.
did.
Yes.
And like, can you?
No, it would
you can
be,
probably
hey,
believe
You've reached the Anthem service, or you've reached the enterprise service desk. We are currently experiencing 4 outages. You know, it was like, honestly, it was
Threw
like,
in some Siri right there.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
I
I
did.
love it. Dude, you guys have no idea like how many people like have mentioned that like shouldn't you have like a recording?
that says, hey.
Yeah, once
Dude,
again,
if I called somewhere and it said, hey, we're experiencing technical difficulties, we can't help you, I'm hanging up. I'm not paying
Bro,
attention, you know.
Like I would
Here you
have
go.
like if you didn't have the recording, I would have been like, can I just record myself and play it every time I pick up the phone?
oh my god.
Like,
That would have been a good idea actually.
here you
Yeah.
go.
But no, I don't think they would have liked that, especially if they ever like re-listen to the recordings.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be saying a script anyways. It's going to just sound the same.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but you know what I did while they were messing around with stuff? This is, you guys know I was busy today.
Okay.
So let's just show the viewers at home. And for the listeners that are going to be listening to the podcast afterwards, just head on over to crashinggamenight.com and you'll see our new upgrade to the website. It is a work in progress.
Looking good, baby.
I'm having to go
Looking
through all of our episodes,
good.
create all the profiles. However, we have
Hey!
our contributors and guest page now. We've kind of
Gary's photos.
we've
Oh my
eliminated
gosh.
the meet the team page, and I've merged it all over into one location. But you will now be able to see all of our guests. And
Nice.
be able to click into their.
Well, they've
episodes.
added a
Once
few
this
since
is
I last
done,
looked.
dude, this isn't everything. I'm only on.
I
episode
know.
50.
You said last time when we talked earlier today, you said you only got through like 20 episodes.
Yeah, I'm at 50.
That's awesome.
This is what I was
Oh,
doing on my day today.
Look at Austin.
But yeah, you'll be able to
Look
once
at
it's done, you'll
Sky.
be able to click in on the guest. You'll be able to see a little bio of them with some of their social media and what episodes they've actually been on. So you actually be able to click right in the episode, see all of that
Nice.
right on
That's
the
cool.
website.
Oh, there's Uncle John.
Yep. So it's still in the works. But you'll be able to, like right in here, it's kind of got some different episodes linked in and everything for us and whatnot. But then also too is as we start writing again and putting some articles out on the website, the next upgrade that is coming for the website, once it's ready by our host, you'll be able to actually see any articles that have been contributed by said person as well.
Oh, sick.
And speaking of that, yes, it is very sparse, but we have a blog
Hey.
Yeah, we got one entry.
Oh,
Soon to be
we got
more.
one.
We're
Yeah,
getting
we're getting there.
juices are flowing.
Work in
Juices
progress.
are flowing again.
It is a work in progress. But yeah, it was it's been a lot of work getting that stood up for the guest pages and stuff like that, but it will be super nice once it's all done.
I mean, what is it that Gary V says? Gary V says like it doesn't matter the quality of the content, it's the quantity.
Well, I'm having to go through now,
and we just choose both. That's all.
I'm going through 172 episodes, tagging all of our guests and us and everything. So,
I mean, if you need a hand with that, I got no problem helping out.
It honestly, it doesn't take long. It's just a matter of I've got our
tedious
audio.
though.
I've got SoundCloud up, listening to the intro to find out who's all on the show as far as all of us go, because there have been episodes that Theo has missed and Jerry has missed and Jason's missed, and I want to make sure we're all tagged to the individual episodes, because you may be a fan of the Be Need one and you want to go listen to some of his shenanigans, and you don't want to listen to me, so you're going over there. Hello.
Hello.
I mean, but it's synonymous.
Hello.
It's not possible to hear Jerry and not hear Matt.
I know, right? But yeah, so that is coming. So and
well,
it's gonna be good.
It looks great. I'm very happy with it, and dude, you did amazing. It's really cool.
We didn't have this option on our old website host either,
but it's awesome. I love it.
So yeah, and that being said, I am in contact with just for future reference, we do have a finalizing the date for 2 folks from PlayStation Studios.
Ooh.
Nice.
And a Nintendo voice actress. We're just finalizing dates for those.
Nice.
Could it be?
We'll have them on.
Could it be someone royal?
That's in another castle.
Possibly.
Yes.
Ooh.
So anyway, so let's get on to some news, because honestly, this, along with work being crappy for some of us, it's actually been a very kind of bad week here in the States.
I would kind of argue historical.
Yeah, well,
this year I feel like has been a little historical, and not in very
good way.
Not really in
a good way.
It's kind of scary. Yeah.
So
sorry, but yeah.
No, let's just go ahead and we'll talk about the elephant in the room, because I think this is something, we've talked about everything else. As everybody knows that's part of the CGN family, we are very big supporters of Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ rights, stop Asian hate. Like, we are anti-bullying, all of that. So we have to throw our support behind this one too, because this affects our families directly in some way, shape, or form. So as the news broke around the world this week, a Supreme Court opinion first draft was leaked, which of course some people are blaming one side of the aisle, the others are blaming the other side of the aisle. It's blame game. But regardless, as it sits, the Supreme Court plans to overturn Roe v. Wade in the next June, July, whenever they publish the opinion piece, unless one of their judges miraculously changes their mind at the last minute. Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned. This is going to affect literally half of America. And it's bad enough to when the Canadian one of the health minister for Canada, I think it was, came out and said they will support any American that wants to cross the border for healthcare. in terms of women. So for those that don't know,
insane.
Roe v. Wade pretty much legalized abortion here in the States. Regardless of why, you know, whatever your opinion of abortion is, whether you think it's a good thing, a bad thing, whatever it is, right? It's one of those things. Women should be able to decide what they do with their own body. But now that right to privacy is going to be taken away completely. As we've already seen over the last several months, states have already been passing laws that make it punishable with prison time.
Just the fact that they were ready. They were ready.
They've been passing laws to get one in front of the Supreme Court. This one particular is the one out of Mississippi, which bans it at 15 weeks. Some of the laws have been passed or that are ready to be based, that are going to become trigger laws, so to speak, that once the Supreme Court passes it, it triggers the law and it goes into effect immediately. Some of them are banning it outright. Some of them are banning it at 6 weeks, which, I'm sorry, you don't even know you're pregnant at 6 weeks.
Yeah,
true.
So, and a lot of these laws do not make any exceptions in the case of a woman's health.
Because isn't 6 weeks, like, I don't know the anatomy or anything, but 6 weeks is the minimum.
That's the minimum,
or the earliest that you
correct,
can even do that. So I mean, like, it's still, and there's lots of things that can, then I would assume, could make a female late on their period and not need and
correct,
not be necessarily worried about it, and then all of a sudden find out that they're pregnant.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And there's some states that are doing it at 6 weeks. There's states that are not making any exceptions for the woman's health. So there are things that happen during pregnancy that can absolutely threaten a woman's life, that if she carries a baby to term, she will die. They don't care. They're not making exceptions for rape. The Texas law that's on the books, the rapist's parents could sue the mother who wants to get an abortion to stop the abortion from happening. It's that real. And when you look at the opinion, it's also coming for gay rights. Justice Alito basically has said that because it is not literally written in the Constitution, which was written back in the late 1700s, that they don't have any right, or that it's not in there that a woman has rights, and that those that are LGBTQ have rights, that therefore all these judgments are stupid and that they shouldn't have been done and that they're weak. So this is huge. And Jerry,
the Constitution, like you said, was written forever ago, but it also was not written in stone.
Thomas Jefferson said back then that the Constitution
you make laws for the situations that you're in, not something to last forever.
Like ever. And Thomas Jefferson even said that you should rip up the Constitution every 20 years and rewrite it because the times are changing. Think about that. I mean, when the Constitution was written, you had a musket. You had to sit there and pour it in and reload it. But I think, to me, this is something that, could have affected my family if this was legal 2 years ago.
Right.
We could have potentially had to make a choice. So it's sad, and it's good seeing someone like Bungie, which honestly, Bungie's fired the first salvo from anything I've heard from a studio perspective. And I will post the link to this article when I post the podcast. So if anyone wants to go actually look at it, but it reads, at Bungie, we believe that everyone has a right to choose their own path and that freedom is expressed across all facets of life. The leaked draft decision by the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade represents a blow to freedom in America, and it's a direct attack on human rights, which is exactly what you said, Jerry. From a human rights perspective, this is setting us back 50 years. By creating a divide between those who possess the fundamental right to make healthcare decisions that are right for them and those who do not possess that same freedom, this decision should it become final will have far-reaching consequences that will be felt for generations across socioeconomic lines. Bungie is committed to safeguarding the freedom and privacy of its employees and providing support to all employees affected by this decision. Standing up for the reproductive choice and liberty is not a difficult decision to make, and Bungie remains dedicated to upholding these values. And then they have a couple of links in there for those people that need additional information to help them out with some decisions. So I'm gonna support Bungie, and we'll put this link out there so people can go look at it. Cool. Bravo to Bungie.
Yeah.
So I have a question for both of you. I'd like to get your opinion on it, because granted, like you know me, I live under a rock. I avoid news. I avoid politics, religion, whatever. But so when I hear things about this, and I feel like the pure human logic has completely gone out the window. So do you think or feel that something like this will lead to something that was probably overlooked in consideration because it was felt that it was a separate situation, would be illegalizing DNRs? Do not resuscitate. Do not resuscitate. As a human choice, and it
honestly
legally prevents somebody from helping them.
Here's the thing: is
do you think that would be something that somebody would go after?
Yes,
because there's obviously somebody going after something like this.
I don't think.
Why is that so different?
Well, so
because you're still taking you're keeping somebody's right to choose to die.
Matt, you can go first because I already have my argument.
Yeah. So I think in some ways, yes, because what Roe v. Wade and a couple other cases are based on is the right to privacy.
Okay.
And the government's interference in that right to privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Being that this strips that away and basically says all those arguments that were based on the right to privacy are no longer null and void. So basically, you could have somebody sue over DNR, take it all the way up to the Supreme Court, and who knows? Because as of right, I mean, but on the flip side is, I don't know if you would see that coming, because the ones that are making the laws right now are, I hate to say this, a bunch of old, rich white guys that want to control everything. So I would imagine they'd want to keep control over a DNR or something like that. But based on the principle in which the decisions being made for this, I can't not say no.
Okay. Jerry?
So I agree with Matt to the extent that if it was ever brought up, I think it would go into effect. Why I don't think it would go into effect is because it's and it will take time for that to come out, because there's more motivation with the LGBT laws, the abortion laws that have been way more in the focus to try to eradicate for far too long, where I think the focus would be stuck on those subjects for years before we even start discussing
it'll be years.
DMR.
I feel like that's the issue that I have, is that there's always a narrowed focus rather than the broader, being
and
particular with the correlation with DNR and abortions being the right to choose, the human right to choose.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why it's going to get overshadowed, because
right,
there's way
even
too much
assisted
motivation
suicide or anything like that.
Exactly.
And I think
because
that's why
there's too much motivation of trying to eradicate those subject matters, because like Matt said, a lot of the people that are in charge are generations old and still are in a certain way of thinking. I'm really trying to make this diplomatic, so excuse me, but
when have we ever when have we ever been diplomatic?
I know, but you know what, I'm just trying to be courteous for both sides. So
I mean we're not sponsored yet. I'm pretty sure we could say whatever the hell we want.
True. But that's just me. So
we're not signed to anybody. So
I do feel like I do feel like the obviously the men in charge calling the shots on all of these matters are obviously generations older than us, clearly have a certain way of thinking that is basically backward now. And you know what, when you guys brought up the Constitution, I immediately kind of like stemmed a thought that, you know, what if we rewrote it right now? It's kind of like, you're right, it's kind of time.
We need to, because
we need representation
equality
for what's going on currently right now. And
I think it would take a good century to rewrite it, though.
And but the other
at least
thing
with
is
where our country's at right now, and
exactly
evidently divided, it would take a century.
Just trying to get that going is just kind of sad. It's just I really don't see us making progress anymore. It's kind of scary.
I mean, when you think about it, right, when they're taking away a woman's right to choose, right, we have one of the highest baby mortality rates out of developed nations. So we're talking, you know, when you look at England, Russia, you know, developed countries like that, I mean, we have one of the highest mortality rates. You know, we also have some of the ranking right up there with the highest mother mortality rate during birth. So we already know life is literally a miracle, and I can attest to that with my own family. But we also have no mandatory maternity leave. So some women are forced to go right
we're
back
already
to work.
backward on that too. I mean, we have no
access to, I mean, look at our healthcare system, right? If you can't afford for healthcare, you're SOL. So
I mean, it really does baffle me, like watching this documentary on Sweden, and
can we move to Sweden?
Is literally about how they have it
I'm down
together.
to move to Sweden.
They just
totally
have it
down
together.
to move to Sweden.
It's insane.
Supposedly, like, they're nicer than Canada. Like, I would totally move to Sweden.
Is like a round table of like 8 people, and their goal, and this is crazy that it baffles me. Their goal is like, how can we make Switzerland better?
Yeah.
Go around the table.
Bernie Sanders was doing an interview with the ambassador to the US from Sweden. Their healthcare costs them all of like $300 a year.
Mm-hmm. And women get a year to I think a year and a half maternity leave to truly heal and
spend time with the baby and
take care of the new child. But also the husband gets a year as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Heck, even in Canada, it's a year off.
Yeah, Canada too.
The mother, and it's 6 months for the father.
Right.
But like, that's how backward we have. Childcare, we know, is through the roof. It's expensive as all heck. Mm-hmm. It's like you're forcing somebody to make a decision like that can't make a decision on their own anymore. That once the baby is born, you don't give 2 craps about them. Like, we need a lot of these things, right? Yeah. Like when Cody was born, right? I had to use sick time and then whatever PTO I had left,
right?
Just to have like a week and a half off. You know, it was like
and that's just ridiculous. A week. You just got a week.
Yeah, I got a week.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, we were lucky we were in a position that my wife could be off from work because she didn't get maternity leave. So yeah, it is.
It's rough. Yeah,
it is backwards. It is rough. So I mean, much like I said, with us supporting Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, LGBTQs, we're going to support women's rights. I mean,
primarily we support being good humans.
Just
be
better.
Humans.
Be excellent to each other.
Yeah,
you know, live like Bill and Ted. Just be excellent to each other. Play air guitar better than Gerard just did.
I mean, I'm sure I'd enjoy life better if I was like Bill and Ted.
But honestly, just be better. And this is what was frustrating with me with that other podcast, right? And that was the whole point of shining a light and being better and stuff. And you know, it's people being toxic that are doing this. So again, we love our CGN family. No matter.
No, I hate you guys. I hate you. These are awful people.
Yeah, we're all-
and we will continue.
But no, I mean,
continue supporting
will-
all of you in all
Correct.
of your endeavors,
Yep.
all of your ways of life. We support
So-
you.
I mean, not necessarily all,
Absolutely.
but all the good ones.
well, all the good ones.
Well,
all that promote
all of
good
ours,
humans.
yeah.
If
all of our
it
good
fall,
humans,
if
all of our
what you
fans,
believe in
everyone.
falls in that category of toxicity,
Then no.
no.
Toxicity, no.
Then please do not.
So not necessarily all things.
You're not that welcome. You're not welcome.
So
To
now
put it
who?
nice.
Not
now,
not
who
that
is
we're not
welcome?
open to opinions, but we don't necessarily have to support all opinions. That's
Correct.
all.
You can have your opinion, and we may say it's wrong. Just like Amber Heard's, trying to convince the world of everything going on in the trial. This
Oh my
week.
god.
It's so funny
I
how
saw
like,
I saw a recent video of like the video highlighted the fact that she essentially played scared of Johnny when getting off the stand. And she looked perfectly fine, like had a small smile before getting off, gets on, and I don't know what Johnny was doing, but he got off from the bench and she starts backing off like scared, and
she's
they had to get in between.
She's trying it.
Yeah.
And I get the play-by-play from Eva because she's rewatching like the day's worth of the trial. But no, who is welcome is Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor, if you happen to catch this podcast, you are more than welcome because you are giving us the gift of Obi-Wan.
And one request,
Right.
if you're more than welcome to bring your best friend, Charlie Borman, please. Both of you are welcome. I love you both. Yes. And
we got
invitation out there.
He doesn't
got
even
the
have to do a
Obi-Wan
podcast. Just
trailer.
come hang out with us.
Please.
Don't care.
Right?
You're a beautiful
Yes.
human being. I love you, Ewan.
Yes. But we got the trailer for Obi-Wan, the final release trailer.
Man, it was good.
For 5/27, and
I'll be honest, I didn't
Holy
see it
smokes.
until today.
the Inquisitors look badass.
Mm-hmm.
The fact we got that first real sound and glimpse of Vader
Right.
Yeah.
at the end of that trailer, and him being hunted, like having a wanted poster up, like we know why he's hanging out in Tatooine,
Yeah.
Dune Sea.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere.
It even broaches the subject of with him talking to Owen Lars that when Luke gets old enough, he must be trained. And I think that's huge because
I love the line back with his like, you mean like you trained his father?
Which was that was a low blow.
Dang.
But still
like,
that was a good line.
It was
a very good line.
Yeah.
Very good line.
That already looked like a good scene too.
But was I the only one that like constantly heard in the back of my mind while watching that, hearing Ewan McGregor say, "Hello there."
Hello there.
Just heard it on repeat in my head.
It's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Hello
It's
there.
like you're gonna have that first line. It's like, hello there.
Hello
So-
there. Yeah.
So we got that this week. So that was like helped kind of maybe take the edge off of things a little bit right now. But then also one thing that I'm super excited for that I cannot wait for 5/27 is the Top Gun Maverick had its red carpet premiere last night on the USS Midway. And I follow.
I didn't know they had it on Midway. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was on the Midway.
Dude.
Like he landed in a
Oh.
helicopter on the flight deck.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
Um,
It was just so cool.
and
It was classic, like cool Tom Cruise.
it was classic Cruise, other
Oh,
than
yeah.
him hanging from the helicopter flying. in.
Yeah.
But, no, I follow a couple ex-pilots. One of them was a Rio in an F-14.
Oh, cool.
And he was invited to go watch an early screening of it. And he said it is fantastic. And it is everything we would hope for in a sequel to Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew he'd treat it right.
I mean, that was the
I
whole
knew
thing.
he would treat it right.
Tom said he would not do it unless the story was right.
Right.
The soundtrack list has come out. And
Man, they're heavily promoting that Lady Gaga song.
it's not bad. It's not, it's not Take Your Breath Away. or Take My Breath Away by Berlin. It's not, but
I've heard the message behind it is really good.
Yeah, it's a good.
Sweet.
No, it's
okay, sweet.
Don't
I
get me
haven't
wrong,
heard it. I just it flooded.
I bought it the second
for a while.
I bought it the second she dropped it.
Oh,
you know, but then they turn around and release the actual album lines and stuff. So we are getting Danger Zone.
Oh,
thank God.
God.
I've been severely disappointed if that was not in the movie.
Harold Faltermeyer, who did the original score, is back.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet.
And we are getting Miles Teller.
Miles Teller is singing?
Giving his ode to Goose with Great Balls of Fire. And he's actually singing and playing on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah, so that's
I didn't know Miles actually sang.
I didn't know either, but he actually did it for the movie. So
that's pretty fitting because he plays the son, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rooster.
Rooster. No, I like that. I like that call sign. That's cool.
But I hate his mustache.
On there too.
I still have to say I hate his mustache.
You know what though?
So
but
bad. Goose's mustache was so much better. Miles,
it is.
I'm sorry, you can't grow it, dude.
But he's trying to be his dad though. When you look at it,
true.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I understand that,
I
but
get it. So we are getting the Top Gun anthem.
Sweet.
Okay.
Which is listed and credited as Harold Faltermeyer, Hans Zimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga as actually writing credits for
sick.
The actual like pieces.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. I've already got it pre-ordered. But of course we know that Top Gun is my favorite movie, and I spend a little bit too much money on F-14 Tomcats. But
I mean, just a tad. I mean, you just need a quick look.
I mean, you only got the one, right?
I'm looking at my shelf and I'm like, let's see here, 150, 150, 175.
I'm pretty sure at this rate you have more F-14s than you do game statues, don't you?
I would bet that.
Are we counting amiibos or just statues?
Statues.
Just statues, including ones in storage, though.
Oh,
not just out.
There's none down in storage now.
Oh, there's none down in storage now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that picture I sent you guys is all everything, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11, 12, 13 statues.
Okay.
I think you might be tied up.
14. No, there's 14 statues.
Okay.
And then I've got a 15th on the way once I get the Hylian shield.
Right.
Okay.
Tomcats, I've got 4 of the big ones, the 1/72 scales.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm at
12.
11.
Okay.
I'm 11 there, but I also have a 20 by 30 canvas of 2 Tomcats on my wall.
I mean,
you know.
So, you're a bit of a fan.
Oh, I love Top Gun. I have honestly, I've loved Top Gun since I was a kid. Since I first saw it, I fell in love with. I mean, who wouldn't with the F-14 Tomcat? I mean, it was a fantastic movie. I mean, to that point, like Star Wars was what I lived and breathed as a kid. But Top Gun is always, bar none, has always been my favorite movie. So I am super excited. So we'll be seeing that here in a couple weeks. Real quick before we get into the real story of the week in the gaming world, let's talk about how Theo's just going yink.
I mean, I just got a strike. It works.
Yes.
Like I'm getting used to it. I'm gaining some skills here.
So I know we talked about PlayStation Plus with their free games last week. Xbox Games with Gold came out on Friday. This is what you're getting. Yoku's Island Express, The Inner World, Hydro Thunder, and Viva Pinata, Party Animals.
I even remember Pinata back in the day.
So
that
just
is
as a reminder, here are your games for May with PlayStation Plus.
I mean, you literally have a current game included with FIFA 22.
Yeah.
And
good Lord.
I the only one I've heard of before is Pinata. Viva Pinata is the only one I've heard.
But I don't agree with that price point.
Do we ever agree with the price point?
I mean,
we agree with the price point of it should be free right now. but it definitely should
Or
not
like
ever be sold for $20.
So yeah. All right. Well,
Good
we all
Lord.
know Xbox is is when it comes to their free games outside of Game Pass. It's not so much.
Rough.
All right. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The big elephant in the gaming world. Square Enix announced this week, not only were they selling Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Interactive, and Square Enix Montreal to Embracer Group, which is the studio. They're a big conglomerate now that owns Amplifier, Game Invest, Asmodee, Coffee Stain Holdings, Dark Horse Media, Deca Games, Gearbox, Koch Media, Saber Interactive, and THQ Nordic.
Wow.
But they also sold off Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, among like 40 other IPs to Embracer as well. Now, to me, the whole reason they did it is complete crap now, because the Wall Street Journal came out with an article that said that NFTs are in a massive decline right now. Go figure. Everyone realized it was a pyramid scheme.
I mean, for the longest time, we even had like what, a 3-hour discussion just trying to understand what the hell NFTs were.
Yeah. So here's their official statement that it was their press release. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they basically said that they are divesting their subsidiaries, and that the reason is, I will read this just so everybody understands it. The transaction will assist the company in adapting to the changes underway in the global business environment by establishing a more efficient allocation of resources, which will enhance corporate value by accelerating growth in the company's core business in the digital entertainment domain. In addition, the transactions enable the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields including blockchain, AI, and cloud. AKA
blockchain isn't necessarily exclusive to NFT though.
Well, no, but what blockchain does is it starts putting like monetary values to allow people to kind of sell in-game stuff. If they wanted to, but
not to my understanding. My understanding of blockchain helps increase the ability to have ownership over something, to just make sure that it's almost like a step up of copyright.
Well, here's the thing though, is if you make let's take, and actually I'm gonna borrow a line from Reggie Fils-Aimé, who was talking about it this past week while he was promoting his new book. Is that if he would like to be able to sell his island in Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So if blockchain was enabled on Animal Crossing, he could theoretically sell his island.
I mean, the ability to would, but it'd still be on the companies in charge of it to allow that.
Yes, which we know Nintendo never will, because they don't believe in that right now.
No, because they wouldn't get the money for it.
Yeah, exactly. So
nor would any other company that wanted to do that.
Exactly. But that's Square Enix is really trying to dive headfirst in this whole blockchain thing, which honestly, from every company that's talked about it, with EA and all that, it focuses more around microtransactions. And when people buy something, they could turn around and sell it, or if they make something in a game, they could turn around and sell it. But like for real money versus, hate to say it, that stuff's been around since World of Warcraft.
True.
I can remember selling for in-game currency items that I had in Phantasy Star.
Oh, that's right.
They had their own marketplace, so I could once I was done with some of my double sabers.
They even had like the dark web marketplace in some of those games. That's right.
Exactly. So,
I don't know. I personally don't think that they would go down that. Yes, blockchain allows that to happen, but it's not specified or geared towards having that happen with blockchain.
I mean, when you look at it, right, is you look at Crystal Dynamics, there was a loss in 19, but they were profitable. Their earnings per share has gone up, year after year.
Yeah, but their expectations were
now
astronomically high for their IPs. I mean,
Square thoroughly, to your point, threw Crystal Dynamics under the bus for how bad Avengers did.
Well, I'm not even talking about Avengers, because technically Avengers did do terrible. But what I'm talking about is a franchise that actually did well in numbers, which was Tomb Raider. All 3 Tomb Raider games did well.
Yeah.
But in Square Enix's eyes, they all 3 were failures.
Yeah, in Square Enix's eyes, but when you look at Tomb Raider, right, it's sold like 80 million copies as a franchise over the years, of which the trilogy has sold 5 million copies?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at it, though, is that they're divesting these studios to dive into blockchain, which is basically the current word in the gaming industry right now. Everyone's trying to get on it, see how they can monetize it. I feel bad for the 1,100 employees that make up those studios that got sold, and I hope that Embracer does well by them, because I know, like, Gearbox, they just let Gearbox do what they want. Like, Embracer's just like, hey, go make what you want. Which is
it'll be interesting to see where they let the other companies go. Or I mean, obviously Eidos and Square, not Square Enix, but
now that said, Embracer's already come out and fired a salvo already, and kind of like, because Square Enix hasn't really talked about it, but it was announced that new games set in the Deus Ex universe, as well as a sequel, a 4th Tomb Raider, are already in development.
Okay,
sweet. Okay, cool.
So, good for them. But this is why I wish Jason was on tonight too, to talk about this, because this just leaves Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Life is Strange, I think.
I don't think Life is Strange is one.
Oh, actually, Just Cause, Outriders.
Just Cause and Outriders.
And Life is Strange.
That's all it leaves them with.
Yeah.
So basically, all their studios are going to be in Japan. So I hope. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on Yoshi P with Final Fantasy to really keep delivering.
Well,
and you've got Kingdom Hearts.
About Kingdom Hearts. Oh yeah.
But I think overall, and this is the question I want to pose to you guys, is because this has been rumored for a while. Could this be basically PlayStation pulling the trigger to buy Square Enix and saying, "Hey, you need to jettison"?
I still don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so. I think this move was more of them kind of taking a little weight off their shoulders and focusing on the franchises they want to put all their chips in. And I think that's Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts.
Is that enough to sustain Square Enix as a whole?
I think that's the chance that they're taking. So I think we're going to see. Who knows? I mean, if the next Final Fantasy game, other than part 2 for 7, their next game, if it's not successful, I would not be surprised if maybe they were fishing to get bought. I mean,
I'm kind of the adverse. I personally kind of think that it's, I mean, granted, still, we don't know the full context. We're speculating on everything, but I kind of think that it might be a smart business move, to the sense to where that the IPs don't necessarily die off because they're being sold and hopefully being kept alive. Granted, there's no guarantee that they're being kept alive, but at the same time, that, like you said, they have some additional focus on specific games that they want. But like in the transaction said, they're trying to focus on some technologies that they haven't necessarily been taking advantage of in the past. including AI and cloud. So, I mean, it could be maybe Square Enix goes slightly away from gaming but I feel like it kind of frees them up to play around with things and maybe take things to a new level.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised here in the next couple of weeks that we see PlayStation announcing that Square Enix has become part of PlayStation Studios. Much in the role like Bungie is. Where
but like for Bungie, that would make sense for me. But with the announcement with Square Enix, I would almost think that they wouldn't even accept it.
I think they're still too big. They can still be independent if they want to. That's why I don't think they're gonna.
I mean,
I think
because they've kind of lightened their load in order to make
they only lighten their load.
Like they can still make profit off of stuff.
They only lighten their load for a paltry dollar store bargain bin of $300 million. That's it.
I mean, sometimes you got to gamble with what you're doing to.
But here's where I think
promote your business.
From a Sony perspective, I don't see Tomb Raider fitting in amongst their games in the retrospect that you already have Uncharted. And there's rumors
business
that
sense,
that
I
may
wouldn't
be
care. In business sense, I wouldn't care. If I had the chance to own Tomb Raider as a franchise, yeah, I'm gonna take it. So I mean, I don't think there's a lot of an argument there, dude.
No. You
beat Elon Musk a little bit. You just buy it, and let him do it, unless you just want to take over,
right? He's like, hey, I'm gonna take over part of it. Well, you don't want me to do that? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm just gonna step in a little bit. It's like, oh, you don't like it? Here you go. Here's the rest of the money.
I think more so though, you look at Final Fantasy and the exclusivity agreements that they have with PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
It makes sense that, I mean, they've had a long time partnership, but it still shows that they've always been independent. And I think time will tell to see whether or not they decide to partner up or sell or stay the core. I honestly think
I don't want to see
stay
PlayStation. I don't want to see PlayStation buy Square Enix.
I personally don't either.
I think more so it is just on the fact is when you look at some of the gambles that Square Enix has been making, yes, under Herman Hulse, they would get a better direction and would be able to focus more. But I just want to be able to see what Yoshi P can do. I mean, because he's done some fantastic things with Final Fantasy, especially with from what we're seeing of 16, but I just don't see it fitting quite well because honestly, let's face it, JRPGs are not as popular as that they used to be.
True.
It's more the action RPG style games. Yes, Dragon Quest makes money. It sells. Kingdom Hearts, you can print money with it. People are going to buy it unless it takes another 20 years to get a sequel done. But
I mean, well,
but I also think that's
even
why
if you didn't do necessarily Kingdom Hearts
too.
Even if you didn't do necessarily Kingdom Hearts, anything that's like Disney or even like just brings in nostalgic childhood stuff to light. Like if they did a Nickelodeon thing like Rugrats, like I'm sure people would buy it. I would buy it. Like Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, totally. Yeah. I would totally buy a game with that.
Quail Man. That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Just with a belt on his head.
But yeah, I think they're going to stay independent, and I think that's the whole reason why they lighten their load to focus on the projects that they're really going to like gamble on. And I think you said the lineup, Matt, was Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, I mean Dragon Quest, but
I mean
Just Cause has been which is crazy. It's a successful franchise. And they're on their fourth.
Did you start it over again, or was that Saints Row that you started over?
Just Cause, no, I tried it's most likely Red Dead. But no, I tried Just Cause 4, and I mean, it's fun,
Yep.
but it's like highly ridiculous. I mean, I've played Saints Row before, so it's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that said, what you been playing, Theo?
Well,
Besides
today or the past hour?
Last week.
To be honest, actually just mainly Wii Sports. I haven't necessarily been playing very much time wise. Otherwise, I've been like right now obsessed with Critical Role and watching their stuff. So I've been watching their campaign and usually I have it going on the background, so I have to rewatch some pieces because I keep missing stuff.
Yeah, their sessions are like 3 to 4 hours, right?
They're 4 hours every go.
Yeah,
they're always Thursdays right after us. 4 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, and otherwise just sitting on my ass bowling and not completely wasting the whole aspect of Wii Sports where you're supposed to get up off your ass and move around.
Sir, it is Switch Sports.
Sweet.
Switch Sports. No, it's Wii Sports. I don't care. It's still Wii Sports.
It's Wii Sports.
Switch Sports just sounds wrong, and especially if you say Nintendo Switch Sports. No, thank you.
What about you, Matt? What have you been playing?
Have you been playing? Super Metroid.
Really? Oh, nice.
Keeping that going.
Cody's Cody's getting more and more into it.
We did a good run on that last night.
Oh,
haven't played much Horizon, just jumping back into it when I felt like it. But the other game Cody's got me playing is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice, man.
So I never finished it. It was just like, hey, it's there. So we've been playing it. And
that's the DLC. That's right.
Yeah, that's the DLC and stuff. And it was nice coming across Roche early in it and going, hey, look, it's Austin. And then Gwen. So it was cool. It was like, hey, there's Danielle. So we've got that, but then a lot of it's just been just hanging out. I am into starting chapter 26, and I'm probably about 80% of the way through Ready Player 2.
I picked it back up. Sweet.
Oh yeah, I've been reading it, trying to read about chapter 2 every night now.
Oh, nice.
I feel like a little Canadian when it came out in there, that a boat right there.
It is
a boot.
A boot. But no, it's really good. They just did like a whole 2 chapters about Prince references. There's a whole section of the book is all John Hughes references to all the books.
Sweet.
Just did a part where it was Lord of the Rings, and more so like the Silmarillion. So no, it's good. Not quite as good as the first one, but it's still really good.
But you got to tell Jerry what Cody beat you at that you were telling me earlier before we got on.
I have not been playing Switch. No, I've been playing Switch Sports as well. I did lose a badminton.
Oh,
the Cody.
The Cody.
No way.
Yeah. Legitimately.
Hey.
He beat me.
Sweet, man.
I love volleyball on it though.
That's good. That's hand-eye coordination. So he's already got some good hand-eye coordination.
No, it was.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. It was just whoever was the fastest. Yeah. So he got you.
I'm not surprised that you like volleyball, because I mean, we're talking to Matt AVP here.
Yeah, I played it. That's what AVP means. So she's volleyball professionals. No, it's actually pretty good. I think it rivals what Connect Sports did with volleyball.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So it's pretty decent. And then I did pick up, and I haven't started playing it yet, but I did pick up Ring Fit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
have to tell us how that works out for you.
GameStop has it marked down as of the other day to $55.
Oh, sweet. Marked down from what? 100?
80.
Okay.
Sweet.
And it includes the leg strap, so you can do parts of soccer.
The soccer piece?
Sports.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Theo, or not Theo, Jerry, what have you been
playing? I've been pretty busy with like family and stuff, so I'm like I only got to hit a Horizon like 1 or 2 days this week. So yeah, I've actually kind of lacked on playing this week.
Yeah, because grandma's in town, right?
Yeah, grandma's in town, so she wanted to play some cards and just hang, and so we're gonna do that when she gets back. And I just had to pick her up at the airport, and they left today. So,
okay.
But yeah. When she gets back, we got some card playing to do, and gonna watch some movies together.
Right. Nice. Yeah. And it's just like normal card games, or kind of like board game card games.
She likes playing poker, and I just got her a full chip set. So I think we're gonna break it out and try it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
With that, to everyone who crashed game night with us tonight, I hope we were able to provide some laughter tonight and take some edge off of what this week has been for a lot of people, both from a work and personal life perspective. So if you enjoyed what you heard, though, please hit that follow button on whatever platform you're watching us on, listening to us on. You can also go to crashinggamenight.com and find the platform you want to listen to us on or watch us on there. We have all our icons and whatnot, including our past guests. So by this time next week, we will have all episodes tagged with their guests. So you'll be able to go to their profiles and see what episodes they've been on and whatnot. So, but as always, guys, especially now, we couldn't stress it enough. Just please be excellent to each other and stay frosty.
That's right, everyone. We don't want to be too somber, but listen, times are changing and it's getting a little weird out there. So
he's getting
once again, just show your support for the Black Lives Matter movement. Stop that Asian hate. Support your LGBTQ plus community, and let's just continue trying to promote more compassion, patience, and love out there, guys. And yeah, it's getting weird out there. We're hitting some history making moments.
Not good.
So I think the best way we can get through this is together. So let's just try and be more together.
And the only thing I'm going to do from Jason is two things, actually, is just be kind, rewind, and my man Theo.
My man Theo.
Well, if by chance Chris Hemsworth is listening, I'm still saving myself for Thor. So come on. But anyways, thanks guys for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Good night, everybody.